Okay, it's still kind of staticky on my end, but um, I'm gonna call in instead of I dropped the link for the team to come back up, and then I'm gonna call in. It's not staticking at this moment though. This shit just got me tired, bro. I ain't even worried about the shit. That shouldn't even been a whole 2 hour conversation, but it had to be because everybody needed to hear the conversation straight out. You know what I'm saying? Can you hear me okay, Audrey?
Yes. Oh, I know
Okay.
I was on live. Yes.
Okay.
I'm over here yelling.
So I'm gonna let them up. Once they get up, I'm gonna call your phone. Can y'all hear Adria? No, I got all bars. I have all bars. Oh shit! I didn't remove the from the set. Okay, you working it, Adria? Okay, I'm about to call your phone. Since yesterday, but like I said, it's my computer and my phone, and they both got bars on it. I've already restarted my Wi-Fi, checked it. They have bars, nothing wrong with it. I don't even know.
Can y'all hear?
Yeah, we hearing a double talk right now, baby.
Yes, I hear it good.
Yeah, we can
I,
hear.
I
We can
hear it
hear.
though.
Okay.
When I say you're swapping, are you on two phones?
No, I'm on. Oh, because I'm on the live itself, and then I got you on the phone.
When I say you're swapping, are you on two phones?
No, I'm
So
on.
you
Oh,
you're not on the
because I'm
computer.
on the live itself, and then I got you on the phone. No, I'm on the computer and the phone. No, I'm on. Oh.
You might have to turn down the volume on your computer.
Yep, that's what I was thinking too.
Down the volume on my computer. One moment. Okay, say talk to the people, Q. Let me see if that worked.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect.
They say perfect.
Okay. So now we're
Wait.
gonna talk about the other shit is the reason why I even came on here. I apologize, there was a 2 hour conversation, but you know that
I
kind of
lied. It's double talk again.
Hold on, Quantita. Hold on.
okay.
Let's see. Oh, I know what to do.
Well, I gotta watch the chat. People
I'm
should not
watching.
be able to come in. He was able to spell niggers out one word, one letter at a fucking time.
Yep, I got him. I saw it. I popped in. I'm on my phone and on the chat too, so if I see it, I'm gonna block them.
Okay. So y'all can hear me, Lisa?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, Audrey, you ready?
Yep, I'm ready. Go ahead.
Okay. So we had to terminate August as well. So August got terminated from the event in New Orleans. And Audria made that decision. That was up Audria because Audria is the executive manager. And August was not in position. He was late and he was high. Now, she was saying, well, what about drinking? Well, if he was terminated for going to get high and being out of place and not having his uniform, go ahead, Audrey.
So, basically what happened, in that event around, and this has been spoken with him, you guys, we did things correctly, I should say. At around 3:08, what happened was basically we, Lisa and Carbon and I were downstairs in the parking lot. We seen him in one of our Black Magic people together. They were leaving to go off and go smoke, which is fine. Like, everybody is grown. You are entitled to have fun, but we also have to remember why we are there, right? So we say, hey, we're getting ready to go upstairs. We're gonna get the cart, which had all the supplies on it, all the merchandise and product on it. Get that. We're going to meet you guys at the conference room level 2. Jigs and Sherry were on their way because they stayed at another hotel, like Aubrey stated. So we start setting up. Lisa and I start setting up. Jigs and Sherry join us. Aubrey and Quintora are in the room with Quatita. Jose is helping out. Carbon's helping out. August finally shows up. Mind you, this is after Netta had already came in and left the first time. She came in, left first time. He comes. We're supposed to meet as a security team around 3:30. Because we had just started setting up, that's when we told Netta Lisa told her give us 5 minutes. I told her give me 5 to 7 minutes to run upstairs and get her shirt because I was still getting stuff out the boxes. He comes in at 3:57. At 3:57, I'm like, hell, we late to go get the people down the street at a restaurant, right? We have 4 people that we had Jig, Sherry, Jose, and Carbon who were going down to get people from the restaurant, right? The plan was to walk them back in a group, back to the hotel. Again, y'all, when I tell you this was all planned out, don't think that we just let people show up to the hotel. They were 3.5 blocks away from the hotel. We walked. We had walkie-talkies. Everybody had a walkie-talkie. He walks in at 3:57. Immediately, I say, "You're late, and where's your shirt?" Because no one knew they were getting shirts, but he had got his Friday night, if I'm not mistaken. Where's your shirt? He said, "Oh, I forgot it. It's downstairs in the car." I said, "How? How was your shirt in the car when I just seen you at 3? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, 40 minutes ago, I just seen you." So
Right.
he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get it." I said, "All right, well, we're late." I send the 4 out. They go do their thing. Me and Lisa still setting up. I stop, run upstairs, getting at a shirt, come back down because she hadn't came back yet. So did that. He starts on security detail. Before he walks out for security detail, he stops at Lisa. He asks Lisa, "Hey, like, Audrey's upset. I think she's gonna be upset with me. I don't have my shirt on." Lisa said, "For right now, it's gonna be okay. Don't worry. I'll talk to her about it." Because you don't have on the black shirt, you will because you don't have on the black shirt, you will be able to blend in more with people in the street, right? He was like, "Fine, cool." That's what happens. So then we already getting started. Of course, now he's outside doing security detail. Now I can point this out, y'all, and to be fair and to be honest, he did a damn good job while he was outside. He really did. He did a good job with security detail, is what we needed in that moment, to do the recon outside. But at the same time, there's another part where he dropped the ball. So then after we get everybody in from the second group, now the first group done came back with Jose and Sherry. Second group, me and Jose. Then when Jose come back, me and Jose go down. We release Jigs and Carbon. They walked down with the second group. Me and Jose stayed back to get any stragglers. We were still waiting on 3 people. Like I told y'all earlier in the first live, 2 of them was already at the hotel because we didn't know they were staying there, which is cool. Fine.
Right.
The other person was driving. I end up giving her the address, the direct address to the hotel, and said, meet me there. She said, I'll be there in 10 minutes. Cool. Jose, let's go. We run. And we are not cardio experts, but we ran. So we get down, we get back to the hotel. I walk up. Quartita's already out the room. She's taking pictures with everybody. August walks up behind me. Immediately, Quartita looks at August and says, where's your shirt? He said, oh, I left it downstairs. She says, oh, I left it downstairs, right? Said, oh, and so I'm like, I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Quartita, he was like, I should go get it on. So Quartita said, I need you to get that on right now because you're out of uniform. The aesthetic starts. We get to going. It's a beautiful event. Anybody who went, they'll tell you it was a beautiful event, great experience. So then afterwards, we debrief. After everybody was out of the building, we made sure everybody was safe, got to their cars and or got Ubered, whatever the case may be. Then I debrief with everybody down in the parking lot. At this point, Aubrey's able to join us because she has Quartita in bed. We talk. I thanked everybody, told them how much we appreciated them for them stepping up, because what people don't realize that you think you might have one job and you will be pulled to do 5 other things. If you don't believe so, ask Carbon, ask Quintor, ask anybody. Jig, Sherry, they thought they was just there for security. No, y'all about to help us get this set up. They can attest to that, right? Because we multitask, y'all. We are a team. We are a unit. So then I say in that meeting, thank everybody for their hard work, dedication. You know, some things that I know it ain't easy, but we got through it. We worked collectively. We were on point tonight. I'm super proud of the team. I said people have to show up on time to our events. It's one thing if you late to dinner. It's one thing if you late to like just another event that's not by a walk with the ancestors. We can let bygones be bygones. We'll get over that. But for the event, we need people to show up on time and be dressed and ready to go. He immediately apologized right there on my bed. I do apologize for that. I should have been on time. You're right. So immediately, but right after the aesthetic was over, I had already called Aubrey while she was upstairs with Quartita and she's getting her settled. Her and Quintora getting her settled into bed. I immediately say, August is fired. I will give you guys the details later when we debrief as an executive team, but as of today, he will be he's fired. I will give him a phone call.
That was when I was doing the makeup.
Because there's a time and place for everything. And correct. So I didn't do it then. I didn't do it in front of everybody. I wasn't disrespectful to him. I showed him respect. We still hung out because there's a difference between business and personal. He got fired because of the business. I think he a cool cat. But
then Sunday night when I was debriefed on everything, that's when you let me know that he was terminated from doing any events for a walk with the ancestors. You know, you cannot do security and go and get high for 40 minutes and then show up when you want to. That's a no.
Yeah.
And I I tried to warn him. I really did. You know, the night before the event, I basically said, we're here to do a job. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. Don't get me wrong, but we're here to do a job. I said all the extra, the hanging out, the camaraderie, all that's the icing on the cake. But at the end of the day, you're here to perform a function. You know what I'm saying? And then the next day, I tried to warn him on the way down to the meeting, like, you not having that shirt, that's not a good look. Like, that, right? Like, I need you to know that is not a good look. So it's not like not like I didn't try to warn him. It's not like I didn't try to guide him into the right direction. But at the end of that, it's a grown man. He gonna do what he gonna do.
Yes. So let me say this too, because we keep saying, we didn't know that Audrey had got the shirts because we didn't know. But typically we have shirts. We come as a team in uniform. The shirt that I have on right now is from the LA aesthetic. Marshall did these shirts that I have on. So we have shirts, we have uniforms. This has been from the time that I started doing events, period. So even if it's not a aesthetic, even if it's a group, you would see me with shirts on. This stretch all the way back to 2019, 2020, 2021. I have shirts that always said, "A walk with the ancestors, be the light, and people will follow the way." I've always had these shirts. I keep shirts for this purpose of doing events. So sometimes people will have them on, like the event where Aubrey and Jose, and I had on my blue jean, True Religion, because that was cute. We didn't do uniforms at that particular event. You know what I mean? Everybody dressed, but we dressed nice. You know what I mean? So it depends on what we do, what kind of time frame we're under. Can we get the shirts? Will we have uniforms? So it's not that, we just sprung it. This is what we do. We just didn't know that she was getting them for this event.
Right. And to be honest, on top of that, I tried to get us tote bags also. If y'all don't believe me, Miss Catherine, she was there. She was the one who kept drilling me. I think it was her. I think it was Chantel Sims, who's been in the chat, and Miss Misha. They was like, where the shirts at? Like, you ain't selling them. And I was like, y'all wanted these shirts. I was like, I said it was rough getting these shirts done because the guy had dropped the ball on them. So but I told so the shirts were a surprise, but everybody had them, y'all. And so but we didn't get the tote bags. But anyway, go ahead, Aubrey.
Right. The shirts were a surprise because we knew about them. You had just got the shirts in 2 days or maybe a day before.
Thursday. We were all
Thursday.
packing.
Yeah.
Me and
And you
Jose
were
was still
like,
packing.
you called Jose and you showed Jose, and Jose was like, the shirts look so good. And I was like, oh, I want to see. And I told him to call you back, and you showed me, and you was like, everybody is going to get a shirt. And I'm so happy that everybody can be able to get a shirt. Like, this was something that you know what I'm saying? Like, made happen for the team no matter what. And you did a damn good job on the shirts because people wanted the
And
shirts.
did. Yep.
Gratitude. So yeah,
Like,
everything turned out nice.
there was like I need to
That's
say,
why he was terminated.
That's
yeah.
why he was terminated, you guys. Because here's the deal. As I explained to him today, and this conversation is all out of respect. So y'all be mindful if y'all say anything about me in this chat, because I'll blow you the fuck up, okay? So when the phone call was made today, we made the phone call out of respect because as a company, we try to do things the right way. Yes, we will mess up. Yes, we will take accountability for the person who put that smart ass comment in the chat. We take accountability for our actions. Always. When we wrong, we wrong. We fuck up, we apologize. We learn from it. We get critiqued about it, and we move the fuck on and we grow. Please understand that. The second thing is that we called because why? We do work with this individual on a regular basis. This is not another thing to where last time I seen Netta, y'all, and had any conversation with her prior to this Mesthetic coming up was last year this time at the last Mesthetic, and I had just met her, never talked to her. So this was the first time technically of trying to work with her. It's totally different from working with August. And so that's why, yes, we picked up the phone and we called him because he did spend the weekend with us and we worked together. So therefore, we called and I told him the reason why I made the decision that night to release him of his services is because he was late to the first incident. That's because of when Netta came. There was no issue that first time with Netta, y'all. We've explained that on the recent live. There was no issue the first time. She just left. I mean, she had to get dressed. Cool. But because he was 27 minutes late, We were waiting on him because why? He was the only man that we had for security. And he was 27 minutes late. Then he came in. Look, I know people smoke. I smoke my own shit. I get that. But you can't be late in doing that prior to the event, because when you walk in, that's the first thing I see. So are you focused enough? Maybe he was.
Smoke blacks.
Yeah, I smoke blacks.
He went to get high. That's a difference to me too.
Total difference.
You know what I'm saying?
Because that was the first thing we noticed, was that he was high. So then, and you don't have your shirt. You tell me it's in the car. Okay, you 27 minutes late. Now you've made the other groups late. Why are we trying to be professional? We want to be on time to our guests. So, but because you late, I can't update you right now on the first incident that, Netta came, she left. Hey, this is where we're at with it. Couldn't do that because we out of time now. We rushing. So then he goes outside, he's doing his detail. But then his the walkie-talkie, it was not his fault. It wasn't picking up for out of range because he brought his own. So it wouldn't adapt to ours. Fine. So
But that's another thing. Why not? Why do too much? We had walkie-talkies.
Yes, we had walkie-talkies. I had already purchased them, sent them. We were ready.
Get it, and that's what irritates me. Is that it be the too much doing too much. When we have things, we have it. It is his fault, Adria. Because if he would have had the walkie-talkies like everybody else from a walk with the ancestors, his shit would have been correct.
Yes, it would have been. Because then at that moment, because his is messing up, he comes back inside. He's like, I can't hear y'all. Like, it's breaking up. I'm, like maybe I'm too far away. I said, well, this is the only one we got left, which was mine. So Lisa still had one. And I was like, I'll just stay close to Lisa. Lisa still had one. So he takes my walkie-talkie. So mind you, I couldn't update him that, hey, Netta did come. She's coming back. I couldn't update him with that information because he wasn't there. So then by the time the second situation with Netta happened, with the whole, she brought the book back, all of that, we couldn't update him with that because why? He wasn't privy to the first incident. Why? Because he was late. And so then I explained to him today, I said, the reason why I have to release you from your services is for the simple fact that you possibly could have had us in a vulnerable situation. Yes. And because this is the safety of Quatita, and then we also have other individuals here working. But because you were nowhere to be found, it can put us in a certain predicament. And we are all trying to make it back home to our families.
And so with that being said, Audra, like when Christy Love, whoever that bitch was, that was in the chat talking about this whole conversation is unprofessional, that may be. And, but my point of bringing this conversation, it had nothing to do with the detail of the security. I just was going to talk about the situation with Netta. I wasn't even going to bring her name up, but I just wanted to kind of get it out there that, yes, we had some issues with the event, but it was just on our end, some small hiccups, you know what I mean? But then that took precedence, that conversation. And then with August, I'm just bringing it up to say, yes, he was fired from the event. My point of bringing this shit up is because of why he's now fired from a walk with the ancestors Black Magic, period. Because I don't like the shit that he did. And then he doubled down with it on the phone with you and Lisa, as if he was telling the fucking truth. And then to hear that Majestic said that he said it to her as well angered me. And that's why I brought it to the live, because I want him to understand we don't have anything personal to talk about because of what you have said. I want you to know, and I want everybody to know, you got me fucked up. Not now. Not 3 years ago. August used to do personal security for me. We slept in the same room, never in the same bed, always in the same room because he's my fucking personal security. If there was a room that could have been attached, he slept in that room and not in my room. If there was a door that was in between, a conjoining door, he had that room that would have been conjoined to my room. If there was not any, then he slept in my room in another bed or on a pull-out couch. At that point, never, ever, ever have I ever looked at August as if I want to fuck him. It was never that for me. And have I ever dealt with my security? Absolutely. I've been quite honest about that. And that's another reason why the fuck I'm angry about it. Because I want everybody to understand, if you fucking lie on me, we now have a problem. And he did that. And he doubled down on the phone with you and Lisa and said, and it made me feel weird because that makes me feel like I'm in danger just being around you. If you think that because when I'm on live, I'm talking about I want to fuck or I want my pussy ate, you're saying to people that I'm talking to you, that I'm throwing subliminals to you, that's dangerous for me because that means you're delusional here. I've never tried to fuck August. I want the world to understand that because I've never looked at him like that. Not ever have I looked at him like that. I am cordial. I forgave August for when he stole money from my kids, and I've been very vocal about that on the live. I've been very vocal about everything that I put up with him, from him, on the lives previous. I forgave August because he didn't go, he didn't run, he didn't go to people's platforms and lie and talk shit. He stayed here, and I said, that's what I'm talking about. He's here for the growth. He took what I said, he heard it, he checked himself, he took it in stride, and then I forgave him, and I still tried to help him. I have helped him on numerous occasions just trying to understand himself as a person and as a man and how to grow and build businesses. We've only ever talked about building businesses. So coming up on this event, I noticed I felt like he was flirting with me. But I push that shit away. I don't take that shit to heart. A lot of people flirt with me. You understand me? I'm not just some over super beautiful ass bitch. But people do flirt, and I get that. For whatever reason they flirt, they do it, okay? So I don't take that shit to heart. He had hit me up a couple times. You up, governess? You want to talk? I'm here for you. I'm cool. I'm good. I'm all right. When we had the event, Quintora can tell you because me and Quintora roomed in the same room. He walked us back up the street, and I'm thinking, okay, he's walking me up the street because he's security. You know, she's security. So when we get to my room, he pulls his phone out. He says, I said, well, before we're in the lobby, we sitting down waiting on Quintora. And I said, I want y'all to go and continue to have fun. I'm going to go lay down and rest myself. But I want you to go and have fun. He was like, now what you're talking about, being around you is fun. And I'm like, no, go have fun. We're in New Orleans, So we go up to the room. He sits down and pulls out his phone like he's going to sit in my room. And I told him, Quintora vouch. I say, no, I don't need you to be in here. I'm getting ready to lay down. You can leave. He said it aggressively like I made him mad. He said, all right, let me know if you need me then. I said, okay, cool, we'll do. He left out. I said, why would he think he's going to sit in my room? That's not going to happen. Okay? So after that, I don't know. Now, when this was brought to me on a couple different occasions, I was kind of floored. The person said, well, he didn't say that you were directly. He said it was subliminals, and you're indirectly talking to him because you want to fuck him. That shit made me so mad I hit the ceiling because that ain't never been the fucking case, not ever. I'm very vocal and I'm very honest about my shit. I'm 45 years old. I got a lot of no motherfucking body. I even said, well, wait. During our conversation, when I told him I'm going to take him under my wing and I'm going to train him how to read so he can go and be a beast and utilize the different shit that I've already taught him. You know what I'm saying? I said, oh, you look handsome today, August. He said, I was going to say that to you too, Governor. You look good. I was like, oh, gratitude. We proceed in the conversation. I tell all my bitches and my people, y'all look good. I told Carbon that. I tell Jose that. I tell Aubrey that. I tell Lisa. I tell Andrea. I will tell you, and then I will also tell you if I want to fuck you. I'm going to tell you that because there's no secrets here. So you mean Papa Candelo came through and told my business and told people who I'm trying to fuck, but never told about this nigga? I don't like it. I've excused all of the ways that I know who he is as a person. I've excused that shit. And maybe that's my motherfucking problem. But when you do that, because then, see, Majestic told me too, she said, well, he said in front of me that you always talking about you want your box A. He said he'll eat your pussy. But that's fucked up. Why? Because this is the motherfucker you trying to holler at. Why would you say that? So now I really ain't got no respect for you. I know about the shit that you said about her. I ain't got no respect for you. I don't respect that kind of shit because I knew what the fuck he was trying to do from the beginning. But people gonna be people and they gonna be grown. That's not my business. But when you put me the fuck in that shit. Now, people already told me that he was going to different people, talking about something, my body, yeah, her body look good. Let's talk about how good her body look. Okay, great, goddamn it, great. A round of applause for me because, bitch, I'm trying. But I'm just saying, that's kind of fucked up. So then when he doubled down on the phone with Audrey and Lisa and said, oh, yeah, you know, she be kind of, you know, flirting with me, throwing subliminals, whatever the fuck. What did he say, Audrey?
When he
The
said
Yehuda and
basically,
governess thing, Adina thing, or some
yeah,
shit.
the governance and the Yehuda thing.
Yeah.
When he was talking Quatiti, when you talking about Yehuda and Adina.
Yeah,
Yes,
all of that shit. Like,
yeah,
you
he
know
felt
what I
like
mean?
he
Go
was
ahead,
He
Lisa.
Yehuda.
doubled down on that shit and said, yeah, that he basically saying this shit.
Yes, he said, I do remember having that conversation. He said, I know who I spoke to. He said, but it was more so like the thoughts that you have in your head that come out loud. Basically was the gist of it. And I said, we can't have that. I said, especially when comments are made of sexual nature. He was like, well, what do you mean by sexual nature? And I said, you know, PUS is Y and the boobies and other body parts. I said, if that's how you can understand it. I said, we can't have things said like that. That's the first thing. I said, second thing is that you have to be mindful of the conversations that you have with people because people's loyalty is with Cartita, is not with you first. You have to understand that. And because you don't know how somebody else is going to take those comments. So if you normally think these kind of things, if we're on a live or and it's, you know, it's like a flirtatious thing. If you think this in your head, that's not something for you to go ramble off to the next person.
Yeah, because how many people have you told that shit to? Because it's not truth. I don't talk to my team like that. I don't talk to my team. Whatever you see me do on the live, that's what you see me do on the live. When it comes to my people and my team, my staff, I don't talk to them in a sexual manner like that.
At all.
I've spent
Now,
28
if we in a
hours.
meeting and they may say some shit and I be like, bust it up. Oh, well, you know, I'm trying to bust it up. You know, I may do that. Everybody gonna
Right.
be like, okay, we move forward. But I'm never, ever coming like that to nobody. I don't do that.
I spent over 2 days in the car with this woman, and it was never inappropriate. It was never anything out of pocket. Never, not once, not once. So that, yeah,
But she don't
I have
do
to
no
agree.
shit like that. She not gonna do no shit like that. And ain't nobody gonna ever say that she will, because she's not that type of motherfucking
Not at
individual.
all. Not at
If
all.
anything, if she
Not at
looks
all.
at you in a specific type of way, if you're close to her, you're close to her, and that's that. But even with you being close to her, you will never be in a situation to where she will make you feel uncomfortable in regards to something like that. Ever.
Never.
Right.
Never.
Facts.
Right.
Absolute facts.
Facts.
So I hit the ceiling when I heard that. And then for it to be repeated several times, like, who else have you told this shit to? Because it's lies. It's lies. It's blatant lies. And I'm still angry about it, bro. Because I've just been trying to help. The whole take your shirt off, that ain't for me to fucking look because I don't give a fuck. I ain't looking at that man like that. I'm trying to help his business. Like, this is what you can do, my nigga. This is how you get the money. Because women gonna fucking flock to it. And you can read. If you can be a reader, you have knowledge and all of this different shit. Take your shirt off. It works for Lord Draco. It works for Rashad Jamal. It can work for you too. Let's see what it do. That's the conversation we had. It was never me wanting to fuck him. Cause what? No.
Mm-hmm.
I'm angry about that. And so even in that, I told my team, I'm done. Because I had already forgiven the shit from previous. You stole more than $1,800 from my kids, bro. I didn't have to forget that shit. You stole over $1,000 and then tried to pay for dinner with my kids' money, nigga. I've talked about this shit before.
Yes, on
and
live.
I forgave that shit. I'm too fucking forgiving, bro. That's the problem. There's never, ever been me wanting to fuck this man. Not ever. Him and this woman came to my motherfucking events, bro. And Aubrey will tell you, even in Quintor, they'll tell you, even at that event, I called him out on how the fuck he was treating this woman then. I know what kind of nigga he is.
Indeed.
And I'm going to tell you to your face, you ain't shit.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't shit as a man. I would never lay down with you. I know who you are. I'm trying to help you to be better so you don't keep showing up to people like this. And you say that shit about me? No, you got me fucked up, bro. You got me fucked up, bro. That ain't even what that is. Ever. And so even in that moment, I said, I'm done with him. I don't have nothing else to say to the nigga. I still did not fire him from Black Magic at that point. I said, I don't want him on there. I called Charming, and I told Charming, and I said, I give you the option. She said, he's gone. So I let her do it because that's her new baby. Black Magic, she's the manager of that. She runs that. I don't want to just step in and be like, he off your fucking show. No, I gave her the option. I said, but I am done with him. I can't fuck with him no more. And I mean that. You're done. To me, you're done. I'm not forgiving that. It's over for that. Because I don't like it. I don't like the shit that you did in New Orleans. I don't like the shit that you said. Shit came back to me besides the shit you said about me. Other shit came back to me, bro. I'm a girl's girl. I respect my women and my men, but I'm a girl's girl. You can't say the shit you said about people, bro, and then think I'm cool. You got me fucked up. You're done. And that's what that is. So that's why he's now fucking fired. And that's why I'm putting him on blast, because how dare you say that shit about me? How dare you?
Mm.
So now, let me just wrap this shit on up with Kimberly Clark. Kimberly Clark was somebody that used to be in the chat. If you remember that I used to put my designs up, because I'm a designer. I design clothes, always have been. I've been a designer for more than fucking 15 years. Maybe not everybody knows that, but I've put my designs up, and I even said, if anybody can do this, I need a seamstress. So then I had a few seamstresses reach out to me, but because Kimberly Clark was always in the chat, and she reached out to me and said, I can do that for you, governess. So then she texted me and said, this is me. This is Kimberly Clark. Don't forget to send me your sketches because I really want to do this for you. I can do all of those. I sent them my sketches. And so we have been moving in silence for more than a year now on building my collection. She put together 2 of my sketches. She put them on the bodies, the show body things. She showed them to me. She sent me the pictures. What she did was fabulous fucking work. And I get on TikTok, and she's advertising my fucking clothes on TikTok. And I sent her a message and I say, Miss Kimberly, that's my private line, my project we working on. You can't advertise that like that. You can't put that up there like that. And she said, I apologize, governess. I'm going to take that down. So after that, it became, oh, my landlord say I got to move, so I won't be able to sew for you right now, but I'm going to get it done. It went to her body be hurting, which is fine. Then she was in a car accident. It's been over a year, and I keep reaching out, and I keep being so forgiving and understanding. So today, when I reach out and I say, because February 19th, I reached out and say, can I just get the two pieces, and we can, whatever else, we can just leave it be. But can I just get those two pieces? Can you finish the stitching on those and then send me those? And she said, well, which one do you want? I said, which one do I want? Both. They're mine. I want you to send them both to me. And so then she said, okay, well, I'm going to try to get them complete. My body be hurting, and I don't know if I can really sit that long, but I'll try to complete them and send them out. I'll reach back out for the address. I said, okay, that's February 19th. Today is April 16th, my bitch birthday. And so I asked her, I said, so are you still sending out the pieces? She says, oh, that stuff packed up. That's been packed up for months. Okay, so can I get my pieces, though? So now honey, I was doing that out the kindness of my heart. I don't give a fuck. People got to quit coming at people like that, bro. Because I've offered to pay Kimberly Clark multiple times. From the start of this project, I've offered and tried to pay her, and she kept saying, no, governess. People just do you wrong all the time, and I just want to do this for you because I can. I've been sewing for more than 20 years. Here's all of my work. So she sends me all of her stuff to the point where she says, that's the Nita right there. She be in your chat. So Miss Nita, my mom, she was a model for her. So I'm like, oh, damn, that's dope. That's fly as fuck. Okay, cool. So I'm like, cool. So I reach out to the Nita like, hey, I'm working with Miss Kimberly, you know what I'm saying, on my new line. So now when I'm asking for my pieces today is when somebody is doing samples for you at the kindness of their heart, they don't belong to you. So my thought is, if you are in the city of Dallas, Texas, DeSoto, and you know who the fuck Kimberly Clark is, because I'm blocked on TikTok. Apparently she's either shut down her TikTok after that, because that tells me that you was advertising my fucking designs and my clothes, bro, and you sold my shit. Because I keep asking you for it. Now it's I can't get it. You're not sending it because they don't belong to me. They do fucking belong to me. And I have every message to prove that shit. I'm tired of people showing up fucked up. And then you wonder why you're in car accidents and shit. I'm sure your life is tore up. And I'm sure it'll continue on. You probably got in a car accident because you sold my shit. These are my designs that I've offered to pay you for to create. Other seamstresses have reached out. I just went with you because you were always in the chat. You are fucked up, ma'am. You're a fucked up person. Just like this nigga's fucked up. Y'all are fucked up people. And this is why I don't trust people. All the way to fuck around, bro. But like Aubrey said, we're getting ready to walk in rooms that you probably should have been able to get into, Kimberly. But I would never forget it. So those designs that you stole, you remember they came from a brain that is unstoppable, man. So whatever the fuck you stole, believe what I tell you, that there is more that comes from that. You fucked up yourself. August fucked up himself. And fuck y'all. And I mean that righteously. I don't care about your health or your body. I don't. Because you just showed your character and the way you talk to me. You kept wishing me well, and I'm bowing out, and take care, and bye-bye. And like you said, so that means you're not sending me my pieces? Honey, that's in my garage, and I'm not going out there to get it with exclamation points of how you are doing this out the kindness of your heart. I'm doing you a favor. What you said probably like 5 times, you ain't doing me shit. But what you have done is done you. I want you to remember that you started it. I want everybody to remember, you start this shit. You can't be mad when we come in and we sweep the room. And I mean that. And that's all I have to say about that. She's a fucking thief. Kimberly Clark is a designer rack thief. You're fucked up, and that's what it is. And I'm going to make sure I keep saying it. So now I'm going to disparage your name, and I have proof of why I can, so it's not alleged. You're a fucking thief, bro. And that's what it is, Audrey.
Gratitude. She lives in DeSoto, Texas, family. Please understand that. Please find her for us, because we about to make moves on her. It's not a threat, it's a promise. Anybody else have anything to say? Because we're ending this live. We show gratitude to those who showed up tonight both times. If you're just tuning in, please go back and rewatch the live. This is a message from A Walk with the Ancestors. Good evening, everybody.
Gratitude, everyone.
Gratitude. Mwah.
Gratitude.